alive and that everything is taking place in your life capacity as well. So this morning we want to tackle the issue of Millie Odhiambo clashing with Kimani Ichungwa. So Millie Odhiambo clashed with Kimani Ichungwa over the whole issue of two-term. Millie Odhiambo clashed with Kimani Ichungwa over the issue of two-term. Who is Millie Odhiambo? Millie Odhiambo is the Sober North Member of Parliament, and today in Parliament, or yesterday in Parliament, she clashed with Kimani Ichungwa, who is the majority leader in the National Assembly. Now, one of the things that brought about the split in ODM was this issue of supporting William Ruto. That is a factor that caused division in ODM. And when it caused division in ODM, there were leaders who are supporting the president, and there came leaders who are not supporting the president within ODM. And that prompted the party to speak from the different sides of the coin, and as a result of that, there emerged two ODMs. One is Linda Ground, led by Oburu Odinga, the party leader, and the other was Linda Mwananchi. So there were two parts. There were two parts in ODM. One part was called Linda Mwananchi, and the other part was called Linda Ground, which was being led by Oburu Odinga. So Millie Odhiambo clashed with the majority leader in Parliament, Kimani Ichungwa, over the stance on two-term. And Millie explicitly explained that it is not a must to chant two-term. It is not a must to also chant one-term. What is important is development. And that is why Millie went ahead by saying that with her, she is focusing on development. So what brought about the two-term or one-term issue? One thing that brought about the two-term or one-term issue among ODM lawmakers is the fact that Raila Odinga died. And when Raila Odinga died, there were some leaders who were part of William Ruto or were supporting William Ruto when Raila was alive. And there are some leaders who were not supporting William Ruto. As a result of ODM involving itself effectively in the two-term and one-term fiasco, Sifuna left, Babu Owino left, James Orengo left, Caleb Amisi left, Onyonka left. Many leaders abandoned Oburu Odinga. Something that was never witnessed when Raila Odinga was alive. So Millie Odhiambo went ahead today, or rather yesterday, to urge the government that chanting one term or two term is not a guarantee. That is what Millie Odhiambo said. So according to Millie Odhiambo, nobody can lecture her about two term or one term slogans. That is Millie Odhiambo. Another name that is known is Millie Mabona. Millie Odhiambo Mabona. Now, who is Millie Odhiambo? Millie Odhiambo also doubles up as the Member of Parliament for Sober North constituency. And Millie Odhiambo is among the undecided leaders within ODM who do not support either the president or Gachagua or Kalonzo. They are in between. So Millie Odhiambo has been championing or calling for the unity within ODM and also opposing the ouster of Edwin Sifuna. Millie Odhiambo has also gone ahead or had gone ahead to publicly disagree with Gladys Wanga on the manner in which the ODM is treating rebels, on the manner in which the ODM party is treating rebels. So Millie Odhiambo has publicly told Kimani Ichungwa that nobody can force her to support William Ruto, and also nobody can force her not to support another candidate apart from William Ruto. The truth of the matter is, Millie is among the undecided leaders within ODM who do not still or who are not aligned to either supporting the president, and that is why people like Kimani Ichungwa feel that Millie should support President William Ruto based on the project, government projects that William Samoei Ruto has been taking to Suba North. My name is Moses Otieno. Get me on TikTok at Ochuku TV2. Also get me on TikTok. Another channel is Radio Ochuku 1. Get me on Facebook as Mose Otieno Okumu. And also get me on Twitter at Ajay Moses. That is why we are saying that the government of William Ruto must keenly lobby for ODM bigwigs, for certain ODM leaders to support them, but not to coerce them to support the government, not to force them to support the government, because as we speak, Sifuna is no longer in good terms with Oburu Odinga. As we speak, Babu Owino is no longer in good terms with the ODM, the current leadership of ODM party. As we speak, many leaders within ODM have, shifted and, sought other ways to popularize themselves. And that is why the ODM party must be very careful. The ODM party must be very careful. Truth be told, the ground is very slippery for William Ruto. The political ground is very slippery for William Ruto, and William Ruto must, go back to the drawing board and see the weightness or the heaviness of him being re-elected. I still maintain it is going to be very hard for William Ruto to be re-elected. Very hard. Look at the ODM the ODM rebels. Look at the rebels within ODM and look at those who are in ODM. Those who have rebelled against ODM have gone with they are almost, they have the numbers because they don't hire crowds. Those who have rebelled with ODM, like Babu Owino and James Orengo, they don't hire crowds. Crowds go to where they are and cheer them. But those who are, supporting Ruto and are in ODM, they hire crowds, and as a result of that, it has become, very difficult for them to mobilize, for them to stabilize, for them to organize, and for them to strategize. So, Millie Odhiambo clashed with Kimani Ichungwa on the issue of one-term and two-term shenanigans. And Millie says nobody can force her to support Ruto. That is what Millie Odhiambo is saying. There are a number of leaders within ODM who are still not decided. One is Millie Odhiambo, another one is Senator of Homa Bay, Moses Kajwang, among many leaders, Utindi Amul, they are not decided as to whether they are supporting the president or not. They are not decided. And so, William Ruto must, focus on his re-election, or is going to be one term. Right now, Ruto might seem to be having numbers. Right now, many members of parliament might seem to support him. But many are going to defect. Many members of parliament are going to leave Ruto. Many members of parliament are going to ditch Ruto. And it is going to be, very slippery for him. And therefore, I think William Samoei Ruto must work very hard for him to be re-elected in 2027, or is going to go home. Ruto is going to go home if he doesn't work on his re-election. Because the people who should be helping Ruto for re-election have lost popularity on the ground, and nobody's talking about them. Nobody's thinking about them. They can't convince Kenyans that Ruto has worked. They cannot convince Kenyans that William Samoei Ruto has delivered since he was elected the president of the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, that is why Emilio Odhiambo, I think, is really struggling. He's really trying to place Ichungwa where he belongs, and he's really trying to tell Ichungwa that nobody can force her to support one term or two term. Guys, without much ado, I just think that I just want to say that it is enough for now. I want to go and rest. I want to sleep. It was quite a good time being with you together, talking about the issue of Kimani, Ichungwa, the issue of Emilio Odhiambo, the Sober North Mayor of Parliament, clashing with Kimani Ichungwa over the issue of supporting William Ruto, that is calling for two-term, second re-election, and also one term, where those who don't support William Ruto are talking about one term. And so, in conclusion, Emilio Odhiambo is trying to tell the government that she's still undecided. Emilio Odhiambo is still trying to tell Team Two-Term that they can't coerce her. Emilio Odhiambo is also trying to tell William Ruto that he might as well lose the 2027 general election. Yes, the possibility is high that William Ruto might lose the 2027 general elections. I've heard so many people saying that it is very hard to defeat Ruto. Ruto is, a strategist and so on. I don't think that he's going to apply that strategy the way he did in 2022, when everybody was calling upon him, when everybody was supporting him. And so I think that's also an issue of concern, and that is an issue that must be investigated, that must be looked into. The president has lost popularity. The president has lost focus. The president has lost the vigor. The president has lost the zeal. And the president cannot convince Kenyans that he deserves another election. I don't think Ruto can convince Kenyans that he deserves another election. Otherwise, I wish to end this particular coverage. We shall, see each other tomorrow. I pray for you, pray for me. Let us be alive so that we see the good things that God has laid for us ahead. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much. My name is Moses Otieno. This is Ochuku TV. Get me on Facebook as Mose Otieno Kumu. Get me on TikTok at Ochuku TV 2 and also at Radio Ochuku 1. Get me on X at Ajay Moses, and also get me on YouTube here as Uchuku TV. Until next time, my name is Moses Utieno. Goodbye for now.